We're going to do some heavy lifting today. I've got my little pink weights, and we're going to change some beliefs, or at least move towards how do you change beliefs. So, a lot of us are challenged with beliefs. One of the simple ones was the last time I did a live, my lighting was terrible. You couldn't really see me. I wasn't really talking to you. All I wanted to do was curl up and take that live down. But I had some really great people who said, no, leave it up there. So my belief was without great lighting, that live should never have gone out. I shouldn't have put it out there and it's terrible and I should just take it down. But there's so many other reasons why it's out there. So when you hold a limiting belief, like bad lighting means a bad live, which means nobody will watch, which means I should just crawl into a hole and let it go, that keeps you stuck. So, hi, I'm Coach Tanya. I work with families of addicted loved ones, and this is really important to think about. So, limiting beliefs, those are things that keep us from doing what we need to do. If I decided that the lighting was terrible, I should never do it again, and that was it. That's the end of you seeing me. But God has said, you've got so much more to offer. So I'm stepping up and I'm doing it again. So here's the things we need to look at with limiting beliefs is how to make sure that you do the steps to overcome them and not stay stuck. And the first one is to identify the belief. We're going to use our little pink board. So here's you, right? And the belief. We've identified the belief. Belief is with bad lighting, I should never make a live. Well, that's not necessarily true. Content trumps lighting. The next thing is if you have a limiting belief that I will always be somebody who can't make money, say just something like that, or somebody who can't get along in a relationship, or who is always going to be a difficult person, then it's just like Henry Ford said, if you say you can, you can. If you say you can't, you can't. Next thing is to challenge that belief. Just like when we lift weights, right? We're challenging our muscles. That's why we're doing heavy lifting today. We're challenging our muscles. Are we challenging our beliefs? What I did with my bad lighting last week was say, how bad was it? Does it need to come down? And people were so kind and they said, no, it's okay. You keep it up there. Sometimes what you see is not what everybody else sees. So if you can't challenge the belief, ask somebody else to help you work through it. Now, ask a trusted person, somebody that feels and listens and will talk you through this with kindness. And that's where coaching can come in too. Challenge that belief. So I challenged that belief. And I also said, how can I reframe it? One of the ways I reframed the bad lighting situation was, hey, I did it. I got out there and I did a live and I talked to wonderful people and I shared some important things. So I reframed it. Just like if you say I'm a difficult person or I'm difficult in relationships or I'm never going to get better, that needs reframing. Yes, there may be some difficult relationships, but you as a human are not difficult. You are divinely created. You are the beloved. You are a person who is amazing and awesome. Now, how do you take steps to shift the belief and reframe the difficult person belief? Well, I have a shirt just for my husband. So, what it says is marriage is hard. How many of you believe that marriage is hard? Okay, marriage is hard. It also says marriage is worth it. So it crosses out the hard and says marriage is worth it. If we reframe it as worth it, we're often willing to do hard things. We're willing to go the extra mile. We're willing to change our behaviors. We're willing to step in and do something different. If I think I'm a difficult person, which I am at some point, I can look at what's going on and say, how can I reframe that? Marriage is hard at sometimes, but marriage is also worth it. Thank you, Family Life, for this teacher. When I reframe it as worth it, then I'm willing to do the hard things. That's where loving someone with an addiction is worth it. How do you reframe it? And how do you work through the next part? We reframed it, right? We figured out what it was, we identified it, we reframed it, and then what do you think the next thing is we need to do? We got to lift it. We got to change it. We got to lift those weights and change what's going on. That's the next reframe. As we take action, and I'm sorry, this doesn't come out as a cute little acronym. As we take action, that's when we begin to change, and that's when this happens. Now, just like lifting weights, the action may not be easy. It may not be something simple to take. But if you take action and get curious, this is what I encourage my coaching clients to do. Get curious. Get curious on how this could change your life. Get curious on what the difference is. So it isn't we need to do everything all at once. Maybe it's just changing how you show up and coming through the door when you arrive at home. And Jerry can attest to this. I come home and I say, I need this done, I need that done, I need this done. No, 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 no. That makes marriage hard. Whereas I am working on reframing and coming in, saying hello to everybody, putting my things down, taking a breath, getting in rhythm with the household, and becoming less of that difficult person. That is a very, very small change. But the ripples of it are huge. So if you want to step in and talk about what's next as far as changing your limiting beliefs or even seeing your limiting beliefs, that's the hard part. Go ahead and up there book a let's talk call and let's do that. Let's just have a visit. And remember, when you think of something like marriage is hard, there's other pieces to it too. It's not just hard, it's also worth it. Looking forward to seeing you again. Keep coming back.